Hey, it's Veronica with Craft Review. Today I'm making handmade cat ears. First I have a little piece of aluminum screen door mesh, which you can find at pretty much any hardware store. I usually buy it by the foot. They sell it off of rolls by the foot usually, and it costs less than $5, so that's a great way to do it. And a foot of it will make tons of ears, but for this project I'm just using a little 3-inch square. 2 alligator hair clips. I like the double prong ones. And for the faux fur, you can do all the same fabric on the whole ear, and that looks great. Or you could also do 2 different colors for the inner and outer ears. I'm using white 1-inch fur for the outer ear and pink 1/4 inch fur for the inner ear. And all you need is a tiny bit. Each of these pieces I have here measures about 1.5 by 6 inches. And for my tools, I'm going to start out with my pattern pieces. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to link below to the website where you can print them off. It's really easy. And then I have a pair of fabric scissors for cutting the fur, a pair of old scissors to cut the mesh with, a hot glue gun, and a little piece of wax paper. I'm going to start by cutting out my fabric, and I'm going to do the outer ear fabric first. And I take my pattern piece, and on the pattern there's an arrow, and I want that arrow pointing in the direction that the fur lays, like this. So I'm going to cut out one piece with the pattern facing this way, and then I'm going to flip the pattern horizontally so I can cut out a mirror image of what I just cut. And that's going to give me a right ear and a left ear. And I'm going to do the same with the inner ear fabric. And now I have 4 pieces of fabric that look like this. If you're doing your ears all in the same color, you would just have 2 rights and 2 lefts. Next I'm going to cut out the mesh that goes on the inside of the ears, and I'm going to use my mesh pattern piece for that, and it doesn't matter what way it's facing. And I need just 2 of those. These are all the pieces I'll need for my ears, so now I can put them together. I'm going to put the ears together one at a time, so I'm going to grab 1 piece of outer ear fabric, 1 piece of inner ear fabric, and 1 piece of mesh. And I'm going to make sure that my 2 pieces of ear fabric are mirror images of each other, and that the fur is pointing up. And I'll start by centering the mesh on the backing of the outer ear fabric, and then putting a medium amount of glue on that, and then lightly pressing the inner ear fabric onto the back of the ear, making sure that all the edges are even. And then I'm going to do the same for the other ear. So now they're starting to look like ears, but there are big gaps on the side where the fur doesn't meet, so I'm going to fix that. I'm going to start by carefully separating the front fur and the back fur so that I can clearly see that seam line. And then I'm going to put a thin line of glue going from the left side of the ear to the right side of the ear. And then after I wait a second for that glue to get tacky, I'm going to gently press the base of the furs together over the seam, like this. And then I'll just quickly run my fingers up each side of the ear to make sure that the fur continues to point up and that it doesn't dry pointing straight out. And then I'll do the same for the other ear. But before that glue cools completely down, I'm going to take each ear, I'm going to use my thumb, like this, to make a bend in the ear from left to right. That'll help them sit on the clips better, and it'll look more natural. And now it's time to attach my ears to my clips. First I'm going to go ahead and set up the ears so that I have them ready, and I want to set them up so that the outer edge of the ear, the side facing away from the body, is the longer edge, and the sides of the ears that face each other are the shorter edge, like this. Then I'm going to take my piece of wax paper and put my alligator clips on it, and then on each clip I'm going to put a thick line of hot glue. I'm going to wait a few seconds for that glue to get tacky. On the right clip, I'm going to put this ear on the right, and gently take the bottom of the inner ear fur and press that into the glue. And I'm going to do the same with the other side. I'm letting these cool down for just a few minutes, and then I'm going to take them off the wax paper. And these ears are almost finished, but first I need to give them a quick spritz of hairspray and get the fur in order a little bit. And these are my finished ears. The pattern is really easy to adjust if you want to make them bigger or smaller, and if you have any questions at all, please leave them for me below. I hope you enjoyed following this tutorial. If you want to subscribe to my channel Craft Review, I would love to have you. Thank you for watching. Bye.